Hi, I'm Mike Graham, and this is Lighting Insights. Today, we're going to be talking about measurables in lighting. And what I mean by that is things that you can easily measure in the field to compare fixtures from one to another. Things like lux, color temperature, CRI, and peak nanometer. All of these things can be important when you're trying to figure out which fixture fits your application the best. So let's talk about a few of the measurables we'll be looking at today. First off, we'll have color temperature. What color temperature tells us is simply how warm or how cool the light source is. The higher the number, the cooler the light source. The lower the number, well then the warmer the light source. The next measurable we'll look at is CRI, or color rendering index. What this number tells us is how well the colors are going to work on skin tones. The higher the color rendering index number is, the better this light's going to look on skin tones. Next up will be lux. Lux is a measurement that's probably the most important out of all of them. This number tells us how bright the light source is when it hits the surface. Depending on how you want to light your show, this can be a very, very, very important number. The last number we're going to look at is peak nanometer. Peak nanometer refers to the bandwidth of color that's most dominant in this fixture. It doesn't mean it's the only color that's seen, but it is the one that is most dominant in this particular fixture's output. By putting all of these numbers together and then comparing it amongst different light sources, you're going to be able to really easily figure out which fixture will be right for your application. So let's go take a look at how we set this up in our shop and how we get these numbers. It's becoming more and more common to use light meters like this one out in the field to compare spot fixtures against each other, or actually any theatrical fixtures. With the advent of LED, it's becoming a lot more difficult to just look at a spec sheet and make a decision. So actually doing field demos is becoming a lot more common as we go. So back behind me, there's some light on the wall. This is being projected by our new Maverick MK2 spot. For the purposes of our testing today, we have this fixture set up in a bit of CTO at full output at a narrow beam angle, so we can give ourselves some numbers here we can measure. So we're here at about 5 meters away from the head of the fixture. Typically we shoot all of our fixtures at 5 meters in professional range, so here we go. So we'll set up our meter here in about the middle of the fixture. Hit the test button, let that register. And from this test, I can tell color temperature, CRI, lux, and my peak nanometers of the light source. So with the CTO flags about halfway in, we have a color temperature of 3480, a CRI of 69, a lux 3499, and a peak nanometer of 587 nanometers. Now with the lux here, the 3499, now that is convertible into foot candles. You can use a converter online, or it's about 10.7 foot candles per lux unit. One of the great things about measuring at a fixed distance is recalculating that distance is actually relatively easy. Because of the way that light works, you can use what's called the inverse square law to calculate one distance of output to any other distance of output. There's some online calculators for doing this. It makes it super simple to do that. And in this fashion, you can figure out how much light you're going to get at any distance at any given point. For Lighting Insights, I'm Mike Graham. Thanks for watching.